What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. I just dropped off the D. We were at the farm, and I'm happy to report the love affair is still on with Rhea. I went up there, she came over, and I gave her some fresh grass. Got in there, and again, I was covered hair like a bear. And I was sneezing, but it was all worth it. And I got the boy to come to the farm. The boy and the girl. Of course, he wouldn't get out of the car. I think he's scared. He doesn't, I think he's scared of the horses. But really, the honest part of it is he hates horses just because his sister does it. And she hates soccer just because he plays it. It's the way it goes. But I just wanted to do a little report on Operation Lockdown number 3. I actually had a lovely chat with my good friend Monica, who had posted a thing about our Charter of Rights and Freedoms and how these lockdowns are taking away our freedoms. I had to point out to young Monica that was not the case, because nobody says you got to sit in your house. You can go do whatever the hell you want. Just don't congregate with a bunch of people. That's it. So that was stage 1 for our good friend Monica. But then she pointed out, these doctors and everybody, they're spilling the beans, saying it's not right. And I said, well, that is because anybody could be a doctor. Hell, you slap some scrubs on me, put a stethoscope around my neck, and I'll tell you whatever you want to hear too, just to feed the conspiracy theories, which there's none in this case, people. There's none. I can answer for them all. As I told young Monica, excuse me, so our rights and freedoms, they're not being taken away. As much as you'd like to believe it, they're not being taken away. The doctors, lawyers, media, people will pay anybody anything to say anything. If somebody said, hey, here's $5,000, be a doctor, say this, just to feed into their conspiracy theories. That's it. Then she says, well, what about all the doctors and nurses losing their jobs? And I said, that's our good buddy Dougie. That's our good buddy Doug Ford and the PCs. They're pushing for privatization. So they cut funds from the hospital. So as the budget declines, they can't have as many doctors or nurses. Has nothing to do with COVID. Absolutely nothing to do with COVID. But I bet you Dougie's thinking, whoops. But we've been let down by the Liberals. We've been let down by the PCs. So ultimately it's up to us, people. You there looking at this video, it is up to us to be good human beings. There's no conspiracies. The only thing for anybody who thinks it's a conspiracy, one other country in the world thought it was a conspiracy and thought it was a hoax, and that was America. 4% of the population of the world? 25% of the COVID deaths. So what does that tell you? Honestly, look at the numbers. What does that tell you? So people, you gotta use a little bit of common sense. I'm helping you here by giving you common sense, saying it has nothing to do with you. You, just like everybody else on the face of the planet, is in the exact same boat. So you aren't special. Well, some are special, like short bus special. But it's not about you, people. It's not about you. And people who are naysaying, idiots. There's these things back in, through history. Charlie Manson and the Manson family. Cult. Waco, Texas. The David Koresh. Cult. They said shit like that too. Where are they? Use your head, people. Stay home. It's not about you. It's about your grandparents, your parents, your kids. Keeping them safe. It has nothing to do with you. So everybody, get your heads out of your asses. Like Guelph's a shit show again today. People going into the mall. 65 cars. People lined up. Carloads of girls and boys. All hanging out, drinking their Starbucks. A lot of big families, I guess, during this lockdown. And they're all the same age. You know, quintuplets maybe? 5 girls in the car, 5 guys in the car. Could it be like both the girls and the guys sitting there talking to each other were from families that had 5 girls and 5 boys? Like, that's unbelievable. All the same age. Sitting, drinking Starbucks, talking to each other in the parking lot. Maybe. Could be. See? Shit like that. Trial by media. That's all it is. Do your own research, people. Or talk to me. Because my therapy days involve talking to doctors and nurses in the morning. So I've got my finger on the pulse of this COVID stuff, and I haven't watched the news in 25 years. So what does that tell you? So, people, let's use a little common sense. It's because of the naysayers that we're in lockdown number 3. If you'd listened the first time, we'd probably be over it by now. So, people, stop being so fucking selfish and be a good human being. Cameron loves you.